It's Week 13 of the 2022 season, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Jets and the Vikings, just ahead on EA Sports.
A very warm day outside. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they're led out by Kirk Cousins, former Michigan State product, who's now in his 11th NFL season.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They're moving all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
On second down, it's Pollard, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. To throw is Cousins. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Fourth down, here's Jackson. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And some room to work. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Right back to Dobbins on first. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. From the 24, Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. Here's Greg Joseph now to try the field goal. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. The kick by Joseph is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Joseph now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Back on the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw over the middle. He's got Ruckert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's how you shake off the interception you throw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Cousins on first down. Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Here's Cousins. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Jackson options out left. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
Couple of plays sent him the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Throwing is Jackson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Week 13 here in the NFL, first weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now, and we got a couple of good ones in prime time. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 35 on 2nd down, Cousins. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 44 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Lewis seen in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that's a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Jackson. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off for the first down. To throw again is Jackson. It's Dobbins on the out route, bringing it in. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down. Here's Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from arm, incomplete. Now it's third down.
Brings up third down and 8 yards to go.
Here's Jackson to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
Sets up fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll run with Dobbins. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? To throw is Jackson. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Joseph's got it. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So if halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. And Charles, they got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They'll throw left side to start out. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, When you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
On the move past the 40. It's another first down as they bite out 23 more on that one.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Jackson on first down. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
They go play action now. Jackson completes it to Hardman. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. A kicker fest so far. All points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Jackson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Lamar Jackson. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized where they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a free possession game.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards for the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
So it looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because they're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The tackle for loss goes to Eric Kendricks.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They go back to Pollard on second down. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Third down now two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. To throw is Cousins. And oh no, it's incomplete. It's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up fourth down. Zerline's kick is up and through. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Back to the air, Jackson following the pick 6. That's caught left side by Hardman. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Finding Hardman here over the middle. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down of the 46. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. An option handoff here to Dobbins. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. If they get nothing else here on third down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Hasn't been his best afternoon on the ground, far from it, but a critical third down conversion.
This afternoon just got better. All right, you're exactly right. Hasn't been his best in terms of yardage, but that run there, that's the one your teammates look to you and go, okay, that's what we want from you. That's what we need. Now they have a chance to keep moving forward and a chance to win the game.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Option play, and they'll... Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Jets have recovered.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
They find some open field here. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cousins. And he'll complete this one to Barrios. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. It'll be a handoff to Pollard, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Whistles now at a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning. So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal. Here's Pollard again. And some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Tony Pollard, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jets have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So Lamar Jackson in the offense. Down 20-13. A little under a minute 50 remaining. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Jackson's throw complete to Rager. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Jackson. Flushed out right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game.
It's a gain. Makes it 3rd and 5.
Now Jackson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is caught inside the 5. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Yes, it was a touchdown. And not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Cousins. Throw to the right, taken in by Berrios. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Cousins. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Cousins to throw. Complete. Pollard. And he will get out of bounds to stop the clock as he picks up maybe 8, and that's all. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Cousins. Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This from long, very long range. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball that gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
There's so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
First throw in overtime now for Jackson. It's Dobbins on the out route, bringing it in. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Here's Jackson. Targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. To throw is Jackson. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
The first throw in overtime now for Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all time. Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. Oh, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. So an interception on one side and then an interception on the other. So both quarterbacks, Charles, with turnovers here in overtime.
So apparently one good defensive play deserves another. Both sides coming up big in overtime, both getting interceptions, trying to set up their teams to score and win the game.
Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Here's Jackson. Completes this to Jefferson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Holding offense.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there.
Still second
now
and
they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Throwing, Jackson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. They'll run up the gut. And he loses the football a second time. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder, maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
It's certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2nd and 8 coming up. Cousins gets this to Moore. Nifty footwork at the 45. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed.
Yeah. So that style not for you, but it's for me. Yeah.